Greetings.
How are
I'm
you?
listening.
Great to meet you.
I've been expecting you.
For the good
You've
of
come
all.
get the voodoo.
Hey there.
And you are?
Light be with you.
Great to
You
meet
come to consult the spirits?
Welcome to Orgrimmar. Have you come to serve the Horde?
Sail here, me buy and trade. What?
Sail here, me buy and trade. What?
Hello and welcome to Control Alt WoW, the podcast for those of us who love World of Warcraft and love making many alts and also playing many video games. I really have to think of a smoother way to say that. Today is Sunday, October 23rd, 2022, and this is episode 768 entitled Happy Hallows In. Yay! I'm Aprillian, your host, and with me is a wonderful guest host. Hello, Curly. How are you?
I'm good, Aprillian. How are you?
I am great. I am really great. Lots of stuff going on. How's your week been outside of WoW?
Work is very busy, but other than that, very good. No complaints other than the usual.
Good. We've had some great weather in New England this week.
Yesterday was gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah. And Friday too.
I've been wearing shorts. Still been wearing my shorts. But then...
Well, this is New England.
Yeah.
You wear shorts and a sweatshirt.
Right. You can wear that up until
with sandals.
With the first snow.
Even after the first snow.
So, I have tickets to Rhode Island Comic Con on November 4th. I'm excited. But I had some bad news. I had a autograph and a picture with Vincent D'Onofrio. Do you know who he is? He was in the
from
he was in Full Metal
Law and Order Criminal Intent.
Yes. Well, yeah. I know him mostly. My favorite movie, The 13th Floor, he was in that, which is about VR, of course, which is probably why I like it so much. But he canceled, so that sucked.
Oh no!
But I still have.
Isn't he Kingpin?
Huh?
Isn't he playing Kingpin in the Marvel universe?
Yeah, so maybe that's maybe he just got overextended. But I have tickets for also to get an autograph and picture with John Cleese. So I hope nothing happens to him. And
oh wow,
yeah,
that's cool.
I know. I almost did Ralph Macchio too, but I think that would have been a little bit too much.
Hey,
I don't know. I think of him. I know he's big now because of Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
But he'll always be Karate Kid to me. And
well, it's the same person, same character, right?
Right, but he was more babyface back then. Now he's like,
even though he was 30.
He was 30. But yeah. It will still be fun. I have the whole weekend. I got a weekend pass. So sorry.
One of my cousins goes to those that I had no idea until about 2 years ago. She loves them. I was like, you go to Comic Cons? What? When did that happen?
Pass East. You didn't know how much you guys had in common, huh?
I know, huh? I went to one.
Which one?
11 years ago. The PAX East.
Yeah, I had tickets for one. Was it earlier this year? Maybe last year, but because of COVID, I was like, nah. I think I'll just stay home. So hopefully this will be all right. And what else is going on? Are you going trick-or-treating?
No. No one around here does that. Well, just stuff at the office. I'm trying to stay away from candy. As you know, I'm on a vigorous weight loss plan.
Oh, yes. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
How many pounds have you lost so far?
50.
1.5 or 5? 1.5.
50.
5.0? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Good job. That is so hard.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very proud of you. I'm trying.
Thank you. Lots of water. Like
Lots
lots
of water,
and lots
yes.
and lots and lots. Like I drink 8 of these of water every day. Like this size. How many ounces is this? Couldn't tell you. But I drink as many of these as I can stomach in a day. And I walk as much as I can, and I try to eat less and eat better.
Yeah, I've cut out a lot of stuff and try to eat healthy and not processed
Soda.
food.
Yeah.
Soda, right? Yeah, I haven't had soda in years.
Doritos, ice cream, hamburgers, pie, sausage, egg, and cheese on the croissant. Other stuff can be no more.
Yeah. Well, good for you. That's
Thank you.
incredible. So, of course, this week we have Hallow's End. Have you gone trick or treating?
I was never really good at world events. I do the Headless Horseman thing. Never get anything other than a mask and some candy. Because I know isn't there a mount that you can get?
Right.
I think.
Is it the broom? I think it's a broom. Is it? No, it's the Headless Horseman.
Right.
I think I got it one year.
I know someone that got it a while back. And I did get a drop in doing the Cataclysm runs. I can't remember the name of it now. Doing one of the, it's a time walking event this week.
Mm-hmm.
And I got one of the mounts.
Oh, good.
And I didn't even know it. Someone else was, one of the other players was saying, "Congratulations!" And I'm like, "What for?" It's like, "You get to mount." I'm like, "Oh, some of the winds of the north." But yeah.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
What am I doing? I am going to Undercity. Okay.
My big thing was those allied races that sucked all the life out of me.
Which ones?
The allied races, all of them, on 2 different accounts, so I had to do them twice.
Wow. All right, so we have Hallow's End. We have a couple of time walking events going on. We still have the Winds of Wisdom buff.
Oh, yeah, for added experience, yep.
Yep, and we got the Cataclysm. Oh, time walking event. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. All right. And the PvP brawl is the Shadowpan Showdown, which ends on Tuesday. And so I was reading the map and then I hearthed. the calendar and then I
the calendar, yeah.
Hallow's End is on until 11/1.
Monday. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, it has to go on until It's one of the longer ones, but it
The
has to go on
Tuesday.
until after Halloween.
Yeah.
It's a Halloween related thing. And then starting Tuesday, there's the Castle Nathria, and the raid is Sepulchre of the First One, and it ends on Tuesday. Lots
Oh,
of
the
stuff.
first one is yeah.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on. All right. Well, let's get started.
Hello, Control Alt WoW, it's Curly here. Or should I say, hello, Conqueror, this is Curly here. Going with my adventures, and I can't do Big D, I just can't right now. Yeah. Hello, Control Alt WoW. Yes, this is Curly.
Curly, how's your week in WoW been?
End of expansion stuff. I'm trying to figure out what tune I want to level into Dragonflight. Which is very difficult. I was thinking about doing a rogue. I've never leveled a rogue first before.
Ooh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, pretty much all I'm doing is trying to level tunes to 60, gear them up in battlegrounds, which is always fun because that gear curve is really pretty bad. When you go in at 60, you might as well just stand and get killed. It's not a whole lot of wiggle room around there, but I actually like getting honor and getting gear. I like the process. Playing, so many different tunes. I always say that I'm kind of good at them all, but not really good at any of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it works for me,
Right.
And I still like tanking, healing, and DPSing. Although I think if I had to pick one out of the three, I'd pick healing. Healing, tanking, DPS. But I'm excited for the new race class, which I think we can create next week, right?
Yeah.
That's exciting. I am trying to build up my bank on my horde guilds.
Now, do you play the auction house?
Not very well. My brain and the auction house just don't really work very well together. But I gather and sell.
Okay.
And I have on my tunes that do enchanting. I sell all the mats. That's basically where I make a lot. But this expansion money was falling from the sky. I mean, it was. it was so easy to make money. I remember just leveling a tune to 60, and then doing those Covenant daily quests. You get $3,000 from each one of them. The table in each Covenant where you can send people out on missions. Each one of them has, I think it's gold. They have a gold mission a couple of times a week where you can get 267 gold. Just for doing a mission.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So gold is literally falling from the sky. I did re-roll the tune. I was having trouble with my demonology warlock, and so I just said, "Try it. Let's just scrap it. We'll start over." But then, whenever I have to hit that delete button, it's never easy hitting that delete button.
The purge.
Yeah. But yes, so I was trying to work up my professions on some of my tunes, but boring. It's just I never understood how people can fish. I go to the nodes, in the water, and after 2 fish, I'm ready to jump out the window, or two tries. I got to give people credit for having the patience to do fishing. But yeah, so I gather and I sell.
What's your favorite gathering?
Skinning. I would say skinning's just easy because you can, skin something that you killed.
Right, yeah, yeah.
When you try to tap a node, like I was just doing this before we started, I would try to tap a node and I'd get attacked by all the creatures around me. They're like, I just want to gather the node, man.
Yeah.
So I was surprised how fast the new expansion is happening. Like it seems like it was quick, or is that just me? 2 years?
It was quick, yeah. It was.
Yeah. Every time I try to log out of WoW, it yells at me because it's trying to download the client.
Do you multi-box at all, or?
No, I don't have the bandwidth for that kind of stuff. But I play until the rested experience runs out. You know what I mean?
Right. And then go to the next guy.
And then go to someone else, or something else. I can say for sure that my worst classes are demon hunters, feral druids, and any rogue.
I thought you liked rogues.
I liked them, but they're hard to play. It's like I started using bartender, right? But one of the things I didn't think about is when you stealth, the bar like rolls over, like so that the things you can use while you're in stealth become available or that you can see. Mm-hmm. So I got bars all over the place. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And so I had to figure out what bar went with what, and I don't know how melee gets things to stand still. Like when you're ranged, you're gonna hit it no matter what. Like you shoot it, you hit it. But when melee, it's like how do you keep, especially in PvP, how do you keep them still? But I still love people.
You asked them nicely. Could you stand still while I hit you?
Will I beat you to death with my shield? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, rogues can be fun because of sap. You can really just annoy people. Like a group of three people are going in one direction. I sap the one in back, and all the other two stop, and they're doing all the things to try to find me, and I'm just kind of walking around like la, 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 la. And then when they start to move again and do it again, that's always fun. But being in a battleground with a good rogue, you know what I mean, is kind of ridiculous, but I still have fun.
Yeah, well, that's what's important.
Yeah. Have you come across any cross-faction groups yet?
I have not.
No.
Have you?
Yes, in Battlegrounds. But then I don't know if it's actually cross-faction or if they have that thing that makes them look like they're cross-faction. There's a toy that makes you look like something else.
Right.
That I can't remember. Yeah. So is it someone who isn't like an Alliance player pretending to be a Horde player? But I thought it was a cool idea.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it does help the player base,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the main.
Unless you're in an RP server.
So let's go down the list of all the new. Well, you got them all.
Oh, did I?
Didn't you say you got all the new races?
Can I remember the name now? I can't remember the name of the race, but the I can't remember. I want to say Conjurer, but that's not it.
Hey, Enoch. Enochi Fungus. Can I just call you Enoch?
Draxier?
That's the new
It's
race?
the new race.
Mm.
Yeah. And the class is an evoker.
So you have Valkyria, you have a Zandalaran troll, you have the Magar orc, and the High Mountain
Yep.
Tauren,
And the
the Void Elf,
I have
the
let's
Light
see, I have
Draenei, the Dark Iron
yep,
Dwarf,
yep,
Kulturon,
the
and the Mechanome.
cult, yep, yeah, and the Mechanome, yep, on 2 accounts.
Yeah, that is interesting. On the yeah, okay, that's a lot.
It was a lot of work.
I'm impressed.
The Nightborn was definitely the longest. Had the most involved. The Dark Iron Dwarves and you got 2 at once, which was wonderful. And then the Void Elves, I had to go back to those. There was that. They opened up a bunch of different areas. The second part of the expansion that you couldn't fly in.
Right.
I remember, yeah. And I had to go complete stuff there to get the Lightforge, to get the Void Elves. And that was tough. Because do you remember there were instances that you had to defeat? Like one was there were big trees and there were weeds and they were in. You would go through like a gate, and it was an instance thing. And at the time, there was just dozens and dozens of people in there trying to defeat it. So it was easy. Even out leveled, it just couldn't do it. So I ended up bumping into some random guy who helped me. It took us an hour to kill everything we needed to kill. But it was worth it.
Good. Now, how often do you play?
Every day, a little bit. Well, the missions I do for the tables for gold. That doesn't take that long. It's kind of how I wind down when I get home from work. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, yes, definitely.
Even though you wouldn't know it to hear me screaming the way I scream when we're losing a battleground. But yeah. What about you? You still play a lot?
Yeah, I do. Not as much with well, we'll talk about that when we get to my thing.
Yeah.
But I still play. And yeah. So, anything else you want to add about your week? Are you
No. Nothing, but it was very successful WoW week. I had fun.
good? How long have you been playing?
Since mid Burning Crusade, 2008, I think. I know your payment history. You can look at your payment history to go all the way back.
Go all the way back, yeah.
And they were just slash played. That's always fun to look at.
Yeah, it's always fun. So we have a anniversary coming up.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Let's see. The first episode of Control Alt WoW was on December 23rd, 2006. So we're going into our 16th year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
That is amazing.
Well, thank you for joining us. I love watching your tweets about your what you've been.
Oh my my achievements, yeah.
Achievements. They are amazing, Yep.
Yeah. I think it's fun. I know people thought it was a silly thing, but I don't know. I think it's fun. There's a Twitter account called WoW Enthusiast that likes those tweets all the time.
Aww.
Yeah. I think they're in Germany. But yeah. After something's over, I'll be like powering through the scrolling through the text, trying to find the Twitter icon.
Yeah.
Because you can't always do it right away.
Right.
Yeah. They should have you be able to access it from the achievement panel.
Yeah. That would make it a lot easier.
Just like, how I changed it to the tune's name, race, instead of I just got this achievement.
Mm. All right, and you haven't done any trick or treating?
And WoW?
Yeah.
Because it's not even Halloween yet. Yeah. I think on a character that hasn't done it before, I'll do it just to get the achievement.
Plus, the XP is good.
Yeah. Well, I did do the maypole.
Oh, for the fire festival?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought that was fun. And then if you go to the Dark Moon Fair, you can double it on the merry-go-round. Do I remember that correctly?
The Wii buff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a good week.
Oh, so yeah.
Oh, excellent. Oh. How you doing? I get excited. I get giddy and love making mini alts. My dog is trying to poop for the Horde and for the Alliance. It was funny in my head.
And Brilliant, how was your weekend gaming?
My weekend gaming has been so much fun. First of all, not to reveal anything, but I'll put a link in the show notes, but Population 1 is having an extended playtest for the new sandbox mode. It's all I can say. I can't say much more because you have to sign an NDA. But
oh, really?
Yeah, but they do tweet about it. It's called a game creator, limited only by your imagination. Explore, create, and play an endless variety of games with friends. Waiting lists for testing is open. Have you ever thought about trying VR?
I'm afraid I'll get dizzy.
Yes, that is a concern. In fact, I had given a friend of mine. I had bought an extra VR headset, and I gave her shoot, I can't see it quickly. But this is the 128, and she never played it. She had it for over a year because it made her dizzy. It's not for everyone, but also you can acclimate yourself. You can get acclimated. I know when I first started playing, I couldn't do the roller coaster. I would get to the top and I would have to stop because it was so real and incredible.
Can you just close your eyes though?
Yeah, you can, but then I mean, what's the point of having a thing on?
I mean, if it's scaring you that much, I mean, but yeah, I've seen it. It looks scary. Like it looks like people are genuinely scared.
It's total immersion. I had a debate with someone in game today about the whole thing of playing VR with kids. And we got into a big discussion about that. I've talked about this before. Sometimes the kids are good kids and they're great. And sometimes they're like horrible. Come in shouting the N-word or what have you. But yeah. It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
And I always feel bad because I think that the kids are just kids without supervision, I think if I had a kid and they were playing VR, I would play with them. I wouldn't just send them in. But then the same thing happens in WoW. I mean, remember when, trade chat used to be abominable and a lot of those kids. I guess it happens.
Toxic. Yeah, toxic.
It happens with any games. So this week I have I'm almost at 62 in population 1. They brought back war. And it's interesting because the people who play it will know what I'm talking about, but the rest of you are going, what is she talking about? Do you know the premise of population 1, right? It's a battle royale.
Okay.
So you start off high up on a platform, or you are within team deathmatch. You start out in a certain area, and you just shoot people until you win. And it's basically like any other shooting games, but but you feel like because it's VR, you're right there in it. The war game is 9 versus 9, which sounds easy on one hand and complicated on the other hand. Usually when you play in population 1, it's teams of 3 or teams of 6 with a maximum of 18. And so the 9 versus 9, the dynamics are interesting. And as I always say, the biggest important thing with playing population 1 is that you have to revive, because when someone dies, the fewer people you have, the fewer people you have to fight. And if somebody is, it's just like if you're playing, is there a battleground where you have to, is there a battleground where you have to revive people?
No.
No? Okay. But this is like a battleground where...
I mean, I get what you're saying.
Right. And everybody can revive, not just healers when somebody's down. You're under fire. It's hectic. But it is so much fun. And there are so many debates about why some people are better than others. I'm not the best. I might get 1 kill per game. Excuse me, 1 second. Sorry, somebody wanted to be picked up. Hi.
Maya!
You might get, and then there are some people that will have 12 or 10. They'll have a lot of kills. It's amazing how skilled some people become, and a lot of that is because they're young, or some people just play a lot. They live in their mom's basement and they have nothing to do but play. they came out with another mode called SMG Mayhem, and that's team deathmatch with a certain kind of gun, and it's really 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 nice. That
Sounds like Overwatch.
Yes, it's a lot like Overwatch in VR. I did do some other things in VR besides play Population 1. I went into there's a I call these games, but some of them are experiences.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
When you're playing Population 1, are you seated?
No, I'm standing. You can't play.
Okay.
You can play seated. There are people that play seated, but it has to be a chair that rotates because you need to move around. I mean, sometimes I'm actually walking forward a little bit, crouching down. You know.
How do you not walk into the wall?
Because and that's a good question. I'm glad you asked that. When you set it up, when you put the thing on, you set up something called a Guardian.
Okay.
And it looks a little bit like the holodeck. So if you get close to the edge of your Guardian, you will see the lines. Square marks. And it's interesting because a few weeks ago, one of the team deathmatch parameters was that you had to use swords. You could only use swords and grenades. Oh my God, it was so much fun. But
so you're up close killing people.
yes, very up close. And it's a lot of, but several people I know, and I'm sure more, hurt themselves. Because when you are swinging, you can swing outside. You can swing outside your Guardian. I actually,
like hit your wall,
yeah, or hit
a chair or something. Yeah.
Somebody hit their TV.
Oh no!
Yeah. It can be very dangerous, and I moved stuff out of the way just to make sure I didn't do that because I did not want to hurt myself. Oh, how awful! I'm doing trick or treating, and I just realized that I thought you could see the. Okay, there it is. Sometimes you could see the exclamation point.
Oh.
Yeah. But,
yeah.
Yeah. So so the other thing I was doing, and this was really really a lot of fun, is there's an experience called Wander, which uses Google Maps and lets you walk around.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
But it also lets you time travel. So it'll take you back. And it only goes back to 2007. I was hoping it would go back a little bit further. But it was interesting to go down to my old neighborhood or go to different places. And in 15 years, a lot of things change.
Yeah.
One of the things I did was I went to the train station where I worked. And I went back through, and there was a period where we had construction. There's things that changed there. There are buildings there that weren't there in 2007. So it's kind of interesting to do that. And another thing I did was YouTube has a lot of VR videos. It's an application called YouTube VR, and I went to somewhere in Egypt, and I snorkeled
in the Nile.
No, it wasn't the Nile. It was I think it was on the coast. So it might have been the ocean. But I went snorkeling, and it was like I was there. I could look around 360, and I'm looking at all the different species. There was this giant turtle that had these fish that rode around underneath them. It was really interesting. And it's one of the things I love about virtual reality is that I can do things that that I will never get to do in real life.
Can you fly in any of them?
Can I fly? Yes, there are. There's several flying. There's one by Microsoft where you can actually fly a plane, and you can have different levels of flying where you have to how much you have to control.
Right.
There is one I play a lot that is basically just it's called Air Car, and all you do is fly around this city.
Yeah.
And it takes a little bit because you do have to control your pitch and your yaw when you move.
Yeah.
That one had me nauseous for the first few times I flew, but I've gotten it to accommodate. And then there's another one called Wingnut. Wingnut? Yeah. Where it's there's battles you get into, and yeah, there's a lot of flying games. There's also a wingsuit game where you're jumping off a cliff and you have to fly certain patterns.
Yeah.
And it's fun too. What else? I did something else this week I wanted to.
Mountain climb? There's got to be a mountain climbing one.
Oh yeah, there is. There's climb, and there's two different versions. One of them is mountains. You're out in like Colorado. There's a river running down. There's hawks and different things flying by, and they have the little tracks, little handheld things that you can climb on. And then when you fall, it's very And then they came out with one that's that's climbing in the city.
Oh, like on a building?
In the buildings, from building to building. And I mean, they did a really, really good job on that one. It's really pretty. It's neat. Yeah. And there's one other thing.
I think doesn't Netflix have a VR like attachment or app or whatever?
They have an app, and you can watch Netflix movies in it. So it's like you're in like a drive-in, or you have a big screen in your house.
Like the Omni.
Yeah. It's not. There are ways you can watch some VR games. Some 3D movies like what was I watching the other day? Not
Jurassic Park?
No, the Titanic.
Oh.
And yeah, it was really good. All the sounds, everything. It's fun. Although watching a movie with the thing on your head after a while does get.
Is it heavy?
It's not heavy, but it's not as comfortable as sitting in front of your TV.
Sure.
Yeah, and the biggest advantage with the headset is you have a big screen TV that you're looking at. So if you didn't have a big TV, that would be a nice alternative. And then I bought a new game. What did I just buy? Oh yeah, Garden of the Sea, which is it's a building puzzle interactive game, but it's solo. It's just a single player game. And,
okay.
And I'm more like, I really like the ones where you interact with other people. So
from anywhere.
From anywhere.
Like people can from anywhere, right?
Yes, and you never know. And as far as WoW, I have I want to tell Constructs I sold a Vial of Sands, and I did do a few runs of Headless Horseman. Haven't gotten anything really good. A mask.
Yeah. Mask task.
And I was right. If you look at the classic. And I put a picture in the show notes, which you can find at controloutwow.blogspot or controloutwow.com, which forwards to controloutwow.blogspot.com. But the starting screen for the classic says body type. And they have, if you click on the one on the right, it's a female. If you click the one on the left, it's a male. And to compare it for the starting, if you start a new character in regular WoW, it just has the male and female. So I guess they're being more aware instead of male and female. It's body type.
Yeah.
And what else? I am
Very progressive.
yeah, very progressive, which is nice. Yeah, it's nice to see that. And I guess that's about been my week. I did do some exercising in VR, which is always nice to do. I like the fact that it actually makes me sweat. There's a few games that you can play that do that. There's a boxing game, and there's actually a game that's a fitness one called Supernatural. And I'm having a lot of fun, both in Population 1, in virtual reality, and in World of Warcraft. And I just want to give a shout out to both Grand Nagus and Constrax. They can't be with us, but they are here in spirit in one way or another, and we really miss them. All right, let's get to our Kyle for the week.
Hello everybody, Kyle here. Mash that thing, yep, that's dead, yay, whoop, and then just keep going. Not a boring cake in the walk anymore. Awesome, amazing. Talk to you again next week. Take care. Bye.
1. So Kyle has sent in a letter, and we just want to say, Kyle, we really, really enjoy hearing from you. And Kyle writes, "Hello, everyone. It's that time of the year when I blink and lose track of 3 weeks. We are already 6 weeks into the school year, and midterm grades and conferences are on the horizon. However, I do try to reserve at least one day a week for myself and gaming so that I don't go completely crazy. In Final Fantasy XIV, I finally decided to play how I wanted to play." Good for you. "And focused on the story quest rather than doing all the little things that I felt like I should do. I'll get to those later. Last week, I finished the main story quest for Shadowbringers." Wow, congratulations. "That was an amazing experience, fantastic story, great music. Everything was outstanding. Hopefully over the next month, I'll be able to work through the post-story quest and then be on my way to Endwalker and almost be to current content." I know how you feel. I'm almost never doing current content. In addition to Final Fantasy, I have been working through Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on the Switch. Oh, wow. How cool is that? Starting up a new character in Skyrim, putzed around with Factoria, and did some ghost sleuthing in Phasmophobia. Many games I want to play in so little time. Then, of course, when I do get a bit of time, I never know what I want to play. I know the feeling. Yeah, there's so many things. That's like when you have to choose from playing which tune you want to play, right?
Yeah. And then, like, do you play that one and not that one? And what happens if you don't play that one, but you want to play that one, but you want to play this one? It's all very,
It's complicated.
It's ADHD for WoW.
Yeah. I haven't gotten around to editing another Blast from the Past. I decided to be a little lazy there. I'll get one soon, Kyle. No worries, Kyle. When you can, we always enjoy hearing your Blast from the Past.
Those are fun.
They are.
Yeah, fun. Yeah.
And I guess that's about it for this week. Will you join us next week? Do you know?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, it'll be nice to have you back next week.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm going to do some more. Oh, I forgot to say, I did say I did. There's a lot of things going on, and I'm enjoying the baskets. I may even pull out another tune to play. I've been mostly playing me. And we will see you next week. Thank you, chat room.
Excellent.
This is Aprillian for the Horde.
And this is Curly for everybody.
Everybody. For Grand Negus and for Constrax. Thank you, chat room. Sorry it's not a longer show, but we'll probably have a longer one next week. Bye now.
Good night.